20 years ago, this seemed impossible. I didn't even know how to carve marble. But I couldn't let it go. So I taught myself how to carve in 2014, and by 2016, through the generosity of a Kickstarter campaign, I was finally able to visit the marble mountains of Italy. With a team of motion filmers capturing all this amazing footage, I trained with master carvers like Christian Lang and purchased new tools. But most importantly, I was able to buy a 2,000-pound block of statuario marble so that I could create a scale model of the Modern Athena. But I took some time and focused on building up my portfolio and skill levels. I carved large-scale figures in local Indiana limestone and lots of marble wings. By 2019, I was finally ready to begin with a clay model.
If any of you are interested in getting some plastic surgery with Jyl, she's amazing.
She is up for new customers.
Modeling humans out of clay since...
My model and friend Andrea kept it fun, while my friend and fellow sculptor Shun Chung did an amazing job taking the clay and casting it into fiberglass. After another fundraiser, I packed her up and headed out for my residency in Greece. Athena is one of the few goddesses that symbolize just about everything: strength, beauty, wisdom, and most importantly, the arts. So it felt just right to see her rise again with the Parthenon in the distance. I did, however, get a lot of strange looks from fellow hikers. With my research complete, I was ready to do the scale model in stone. Riding a 2,000-pound block is a challenge, but a forklift and Mike Vasquez and his team at Workshop 4200 made it easy. Blocking is the most intense manual labor part of the sculpture process. You're really just trying to reveal the basic shape within the stone itself. A diamond saw is the modern solution to having a team of people do the blocking for you. But it's loud, dusty, and it creates lots of rubble. When it was done and I could finally start to see the figure, yes, yes indeed, I did some celebrating. Details, however, is when the sculpture truly starts to become alive. Since this sculpture is about half-life size, I really had to use small chisels and rasps along with engraving knives in order to bring out the details. I wanted her face to be a fusion of many cultures, with a slight smile that's inclusive and welcoming. Even though she's a warrior, I really do see her as embracing the world for all its good, rather than rejecting it as unsalvageable. Traditional sculptures of Athena have, flowing robes, they have her shield, helmet, etc. On her shield would be Medusa, so I wanted her hair to reference snakes, braids, and dreadlocks. But I also wanted to display her wisdom, or light of reason, and so I crowned her head with an inverted rose, a symbol of femininity, with the marble thin enough to let the light shine through. I grew up fishing, so I always had a little knife on me. However, during Hurricane Katrina, a lot of things got lost. So my friend gave me the gift of a new knife in exchange for a coin. The coin protects the strings of friendship from being cut by the blade. So she holds a knife because I did not want her to be pious or defenseless. But ideally, she will never have to use it. A stance that can scale up to 17 feet tall means the legs have to be some distance apart. There are no robes to counterbalance the upper body, so it really requires finding the right distance. I gave her the feet of a dancer with a slight stride forward, because ultimately, she is leaving the past behind.
E tutti I buchi, all the holes you see also on the domes, on the capitals, and all the ornaments, they were all done with a violin.
As Christian and Elias demonstrated, the clues to drill use are everywhere. Since I taught myself how to carve, I didn't realize the ancients had been using drills all along. I found this out in Italy, and it was a huge leap in my understanding of how they actually carved these ancient sculptures. Holes are therefore drilled for tiny areas like the ears that can easily break with chisels. But they are also used to open up spaces like the neck, in between the arms and torso, and the legs. After a year of carving, I was surrounded by rubble, with no clear idea what to do with it. I did some research on how to transform my studio into a zero-waste environment. I was then really lucky to receive a grant from the Illinois Arts Council that helped me transform my studio, so I was able to buy a rock crusher. Chaos became neatly piled buckets of dust and aggregate. Once some pigment and resin was added, the marble rubble became casting material. This is the lapis lazuli Modern Athena, made from marble, resin, and pigment. I also use it to cast the bases for my latest series of wing tablets. Oh, sanding. Easily the most tedious part of this entire process. There are no shortcuts. An electric sander is too large and clunky to work with the delicate nuances of the surface. It took over 150 hours to sand her and many band-aids. But there is a reward. Because this is statuario marble, it actually releases an inner glow to the surface once it's sanded. It literally resembles human flesh. Painting marble has a much disputed history, but my research in Greece revealed all the colors the Greeks used on their sculptures. So when I began carving, it made sense to treat the marble as a type of canvas, using the ink techniques I learned while living in South Korea. I have saved this stick, which roughly translates to kindness, good fragrance, and ink, since 2001. I want to use it on the large-scale Modern Athena. So on one hand, the ink and feather tattoos are inspired by the owl, the sacred animal of Athena. Yet they also represent hope. The unfinished wing on her back is a reminder that we truly can take flight. We only must choose to do so. Creating is an art unto itself. Dennis Callahan's mastery in foam made sure she arrived safely in Charleston for the Dante Alighieri Society, where I found myself chasing the light in this beautiful garden I call art. Supporters like you make the Modern Athena a reality, a gift of art for the entire world. Thank you.